What's up, Falcon fans? Anthony Romo here. Another week of interviews here at Sam's Wedge in Austintown. Glad to be joined by a special guest today of the Austintown
Yeah,
Fitch
filling
football
in. Yeah.
coaching staff, Coach Mike Polder. Coach Polder, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This is a great pleasure. I like seeing these guys get interviewed. I see these guys playing football and playing sports all the time. When you see them in front of the camera and answering questions, they look like such men, such adults. They do such a good job. So I'm proud of these guys.
So this is a very special coaches corner here on YSN. Not too often do we get to talk to the coordinators and some of the assistants. Um, but just introduce yourself a little bit and talk about what you do for the staff and how you help out the team.
My name is Mike Polder. I've been with TJ for 3 years now. I've been coaching in Austintown for about 25 years, either 8th grade, 9th grade, varsity. I've been with some staffs in the 90s, some staffs in the 2000s, the teens, and now in the 20s, which is crazy. It's insane how fast time's gone. Coaching special teams, I got the tight ends on offense, so I wear a couple of different hats when it comes to that. Special teams is great. It's so complex and it's crazy. I mean, it's like you got to coach with your hair on fire on Fridays. You have to, literally every time it's third down, screaming for punt team. You're looking to see who got injured. You're looking to see who's going to fill in for certain things. We have an awesome punter in Anthony Ruggles. We have probably the best snapper in the area, which is Tyson Ciccarelli, who you just interviewed. And I can't tell you how important a long snapper and a short snapper is when it comes to special teams. When it comes to PAT, like points after touchdown, you cannot, we play a 4 overtime game against Wadsworth. We score a touchdown in the first overtime. Everybody's going crazy. You still have to kick the PAT.
Yeah.
We go second overtime. We score a touchdown. Everybody's going crazy. You still got to kick the PAT. In order to kick the PAT, you have to have a good snap, a good hold, and a good kick. And another guy that I'd like to shout out is Johnny Ruggles. You guys had him on here a couple weeks ago. Johnny is so valuable to this team. He's like the Swiss Army knife. If it wasn't for him, I don't know what I'd do because so far this year, Johnny has kicked PATs for us against Glen Oak because we had 2 kickers that were hurt. He was 6 of 7 on PATs. Johnny held last week against Boardman. He was an emergency holder. Our holder got sick, so he was an emergency holder. He held on all 6 perfect PATs. And Johnny can snap. So he's the triple threat. He could snap it, he could hold it, and he can kick it. And when you have that, it's a very good luxury. So those guys are great. Those guys that are snappers, holders, and kickers form like a bond. They practice together. They have each other's back. Josiah Burneye is a great kicker who's probably going to be like the all-time points PAT guy when it's all said and done. But to have guys like Tyson and Rocco DeFlorio holding, and Johnny filled in for him last week, and Josiah Burneye, Anthony Ruggles, who punts. I mean, that's a super special thing to have, and I'm very, very thankful for them guys. They do a good job, and every special team that we do. I mean, you talk about Dan Evans' kickoff return against Wadsworth. It kind of like broke the momentum open. Just game changers like that. We take them. Coach Parker, when he took over, I got to coach under Tom Knight, and I got to see how he ran special teams. And then when I took over, I kind of seen how hectic it is. It's crazy, and it's literally you're just on headsets screaming. Off defense clicks on, they want to know what we're doing. Offense clicks on, and we're just going back and forth. So when the game is over with, sometimes I don't even know who scored the touchdown. I don't know who did anything. I'm just worried about my guys and getting guys in. So it's a unique situation, and Coach Parker likes to be creative. He's being a young guy, he loves to open things up, and if we see something, he loves doing things like that. But I'm really thankful for the guys that I have. We got some studs on our team.
So this week, of course, senior night.
Yeah.
For this class, and we were talking a little bit off air about family. Football team's a big family.
Sure.
You have families off the field. All the coaches do. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Just talk a little bit about your family and like your support system.
Oh yeah.
Week in, week out.
If it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for my family, I wouldn't be here right now. I previously I worked at General Motors, and when General Motors shut down, I had an opportunity to transfer or not to transfer. That was my opportunity. So I chose to stay here. I went back to school at 45 years old, which is a unique situation for me. I go back to school in the fall of 19. TJ gets the job in December of 19. We're going to create a staff. We're going to be on together. And then COVID hits. And then we're going into 2020 in a 6-game season with COVID. And I mean, if it wasn't for my wife's a principal in Warren City, if it wasn't for her, if it wasn't for my supports at home with everything from anybody that could help me out, which the coaching staff helped me out, everybody helped me out. So going back to school at my age was a little bit of a unique situation, but there's no place I'd rather be than in Austintown, Ohio, coaching for Fitch. And fortunately, the year that GM closed was these guys were freshmen. This was 2019. So me, Seth Steiner, and Nate Armstrong were the Fitch freshman coaches, and we coached these guys when they were freshmen. So we had the Cam Smiths, we had Jamel James, the Art Crooms, those guys, and we knew that we had a special group coming. And then all of a sudden, TJ gets the job, and we're like, we're gonna be on this team. So it's an amazing opportunity. But like I said, if it wasn't for the support of my family, the support of my community, I mean, I don't know where I'd be.
So now touching on this senior class, like we said, it's senior night this week. Just you talked about the importance of this class. Just what have they meant to you during their 4 years? And like you said, you guys kind of started together here at Fitch.
Oh, I talked to Rocco Odom and Jack Knight all the time. I go, can you guys believe you're seniors? I mean, I can't believe that these guys, when they were freshmen, we had them as freshmen. We had an awesome freshman team. We played in some huge games as freshmen. And then all of a sudden, here comes 2020. Everybody's wearing masks on the sidelines. We've got a 6-game regular season. Now we're sophomores. You got Cam Smith who breaks through as a sophomore. You got all these guys that are starting to get some time in. Jamel James, awesome sophomore year. And, and then all of a sudden, here comes junior year. Now we're back to a 10-game season for these guys. We make the playoffs. We make some noise. And then now all of a sudden you blink and here we are, senior year. And I know these guys are excited. They've said it from the beginning. We sat down as a group in the summertime and went through goals, and they went through some things. And for us to be sitting here at 8-1, approaching Harding, and this is the 5th time we've played Harding in 3 years.
Yep, that's what I was talking to the guys about.
Yeah, I don't think there's a school in this area that has played the same team 5 times in 3 years, which is so unique. And it's turned into a really good rivalry. Harding is legit. We respect their staff. They're awesome over there. They got some athletes, and man, they're scary on film.
Yeah, and before we touch into that Harding game, I want to go real quick to last week's matchup against Boardman. So you're an Austintown guy. You've been a part of the school for obviously a long time. You know how much that rivalry means to those kids on the field. And we were talking with Coach Parker last week, and he said it's kind of one of those games where every year you throw the records out of the window because both teams are going to bring their A game. They're playing for a little bit more than just themselves. Just talk a little bit about what pleased you with this team's performance last week. It was a very hard fought first half, but you guys kind of pulled away in the second.
I'll go back to last year's game against Boardman. I mean, it's 14-0 Fitch at half. We come out flat in the second half. It's 14-14. We get the ball with 6 minutes left, and we drive 90 yards to the 1-yard line, kick a field goal that might have been tipped for the game winner from Josiah Burneye. I mean, that was a legit rivalry game, TV game, huge game for us. And we just knew after last year's final 17-14, we knew the rivalry's back. We know it's back. And last week, Boardman come out swinging. They come out swinging on offense. They marched right down the field and score. We knew that we had to be special on offense, defense, and special teams. And, we had to take some shots and take some chances. And we knew right away that Boardman fought. They really did a good job. I was impressed up front with them, and their quarterback impressed me. So their skill guys, their kicker was unique. He was a special kid. He could do some things. So we were concerned on all 3 aspects. So it was a good game. And we have the trophy. The trophy was created in 92. I didn't even know that. Like, I'm looking at the trophy the other day, and it has all the scores going back to 1992. I was a junior on the 92 team, and I was like, oh man, I didn't even realize that it went back this far. But so we have a traveling trophy with Boardman, and we were glad to hold on to it for another year.
So now, like you had said, 5th time you're going to play Harding in 3 years this week. So we go back 2020, you play them earlier in the regular season, and then they take you guys down in the playoffs. And then last year was one of those weird instances where you beat them week 10, play them again week 11, and you beat them. Now looking into this season, I talked about this with the guys. It's kind of another one of those games where you can pretty much throw the records out because Harding has not had the season that they've wanted, but they're kind of playing with house money because this could be their last game for their seniors. So they're going to be giving you all they have Friday night. What does this team have to do? What are some keys to victory for you guys this week?
Well, I mean, going back to the slugfest in 2020, we were just like throwing blows at these guys. And I can remember the Todd Simons catch to kind of seal it. And we're very fortunate. And the playoff game where they got us, that was a signature win for them. I mean, and I think that flighted their program. Last year, we, like you said, we're in a unique situation. Game 10 at their place. We win. We're trying to figure out, we win, we play this team. We lose, we play this team. Here we go. They said if we won the game, we were playing Harding, and if we lost the game, we were playing Harding. So we knew going into the game, we're playing Harding week 10 or week 11. And it just was so ironic that we play them once at their place and once at our place. And it's extremely tough to beat a team twice in one season, let alone back-to-back. You know what I mean? So it was, you could just see it. And those games were so close. I think the playoff game or the regular season game was like 34-28. I mean, these games are close, man. So we're like a mirror image of each other. They have athletes. They have a tremendous quarterback who's a double threat who can run it and sling it. We have him on film last year throwing a ball like 69 yards in the air. And I'm like, my gosh, this kid he's got a cannon, And then they got a kid that is in the backfield, looks like Eddie George. He's like 6'2", 220. I'm like, this is not going to be fun. You know what I mean? So we're prepared for Harding football. They know, we know what they are. They are legit. I used to coach in Warren. I coached in Warren 22 years ago. I was at Warren Turner Middle School in 1999, 2000. And that's when their Tough Street came out. That's when they came out with that Tough Street. And I always said, man, that's a pretty cool slogan. Yeah. So we got Feed the Nest and they got Tough Street. And I think those are two good hashtags that I've seen a lot this week. So we really respect those guys.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you for joining us.
Hey, no problem. It was
good luck this week.
I hope you guys liked your food. I know Sam's takes care of you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Our kids were eating good. So we love coming here. We've come here, after practices and games. This place treats us awesome. So we love it here.
All right, that's perfect. Coach, thanks for joining us and good luck this week.
Thank you.